Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, everyone. I would like to say thank you for looking our presentation video and our honorable teacher, Miss Wahyuni Fitria. First of all, let me introduce our group. The first presentation is me, Muhammad Zulfikhar, and then Fitriyani, and then the last one is Putri Rodiyanti. Our title is Song and Games and Song for Young Learners. Okay, get on the PPT. The chapter 1 is introduction. The background is inspired from some researches about teaching and learning English as a second and foreign language, especially in listening skill. There are some obstacles faced by students and teachers. The obstacles are such as using unsuitable methods by the teacher and lack of motivation from the student. The teachers have to find the suitable methods to motivate the student in order to make them interested in learning English. As we know, we can speak sensibly only if we understand that is said. In fact, people cannot talk if they cannot hear other people's talk. That simply means there is not enough language input and there is output. A deaf person can speak clearly because he cannot hear clearly. The next is theory. Listening is the executive of using language, and since the goal is to make sense of the speech, the focus is on the meaning rather than language in Cameroon 2001 and Sarikoban 1999 state that listening is the ability to identify and understand what others are saying. So the purpose for the writing is first to fulfill one of the assignment of English for young learner subject, then to knowing how to teach English, especially in listening skill for young learners through song, games, and story. Okay, get on the chapter 2 is the content. Teaching teaching listening through song. Song, nothing can be as effective as song in children language class. When children do not pay attention to boring instruction in a language class as they are unaware to significance of learning language, they learn language very naturally if they enjoy what they are doing in the class. And then song is also a great language which gave the bundles culture, vocabulary, listening, grammar, and a host of other language skill in just a few readings. Songs can also provide a relaxed lesson on a hot boring day. Almost everyone loves song. It is a part of a language and life form before birth words. Okay. The important thing about choosing a song to do with a class is to make sure that the lyrics are clear. It can be very frustrating for the student not to understand the word. Furthermore, Mr. Lynch, 2008, provide three principal song selection criteria. There are first, use songs that are popular with the student whenever possible. It means the student frequently select songs for classroom use which are objectionable in some way, making the song usable. Second, song must have clear and understand lyric. It means nothing is worse than a song almost nobody can understand. But if you have trouble understanding the lyric by listening, then another song needs to be selected. The last one is song should have a approximate theme. There is enough bad news, negative and violence in the world already. Songs with any type of negative theme should be avoided. There are plenty of positive, upbeat, even humor songs available. Okay, I I turn this. Next is my friend. Will presentation the next materi.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Putri Rodiyanti. I'm from group 2. So I want to continue my previous reader. So this is it. The activities for teaching listening through songs. Lesson plan for listen and do songs. Before you start teaching any song, ascertain that the classroom CD player is ready for use and that every student can hear equally well. If you are going to use handouts, distribute them to the students but tell them not to read the lyrics until after the first listening. If you are using a textbook, tell the students the page number. If you do not have a textbook or access to a photocopier, you may write the lyric on the board or on a poster before you start. Stage 1. Pre-teaching activities. According to Davis and Pierce 2000, this stage is useful to prepare the learners for what they are going to hear. Just as we usually prepare for real-life situations. Important points to consider for this stage are as follows. To get the students interested in the topic of the songs and to warm them up, you can show a picture or other reality related to the song and ask the students what they think the song is about. Tolerate some native language use as these are you learners and beginners. Next, read the title of the song aloud and explain it through actions and visuals. Ask the students if they already know any words in English related to the title of the songs. On the board, write an English words that the students mention. Finally, explain the unknown vocabulary from the songs through action and visuals. There are usually very colorful pictures in young learners' books, and it is time-saving to make use of them. Stage 2. While teaching activities. This stage is useful to help the learners understand the text through activities. As pointed out earlier, on advantage of listen and do songs if that students are active as they are listening. However, do not expect your student to learn the songs and the accompanying action in the first listening. They will need to listen to the song a few times. Here are the activities while. Stage 3. Post-teaching activities. This stage is generally accepted as the stage when the teacher moves on from listening practice to focus on other language skills such as reading, speaking, and writing. By using songs in the classroom, students can practice their listening skill and increase their cultural knowledge. Practicing lyric reading, studying the vocabulary, and listening to various songs can help students become more familiar with popular songs and make them more confident in their ability to listen and understand the world around them. Teaching listening through stories. Stories are very important for children in learning their mother tongue, and they are important in learning any foreign language as well. That is why it is good to start using stories in teaching English as soon as possible. primary school, children enjoy listening to stories over and over again. This frequent repetition allows certain language items to be acquired while others are being overtly reinforced. Many stories contain natural repetition of key vocabulary and structures to help children to remember every detail, so they can gradually learn to anticipate what is about to happen next in the story. So, I think that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, the next slide. In this context, before the listen and the song are suitable for implemented through the game activity, some suggested example follow. Point 1, depending on the number of students. Point 2, as an alternative to the above activity. Point 3, the same game may be played as a whole class as well. Point 4, to foster student writing skill, the teacher stick a picture of several pictures on the board and asks different students to come up and write what the picture show. Next slide. Teaching listening to story are very important for children in learning their mother tongue, and are important in learning any foreign language as well. That is why it is good to start using story in teaching English as soon as possible. Primary school children enjoy listening to story over and over again. This frequent repetition allows certain language items to be acquired while others are being overly reinforced. Many stories contain natural repetition of key vocabulary and structure. This helps children to remember a very detail so they can gradually learn to anticipate what is about to happen next in the story. Repetition also encourage participation in the narrative. Next slide. The activity for teaching listening. Pre-storytelling activity are important because they introduce the topic, they motivate the student to read or listen to a story. They prove initial interest in the topic. Students start to thinking about it. They prepare their minds and show what language and concept and give space to pre-teach complicated language. After the pre-storytelling activity, when the teacher has already involved student the lesson, he can start telling or reading the story. The student must hear everything loudly and clearly. The teacher voice should be pleasant, intimate, smooth, low pitched, varied if possible for different characters, since all this will add to the emotional impact of the story. Conclusion, listening skill is one of the basic of learning language and acquiring them is a very important in language learning. It is a better to look for good method in teaching listening. We can use some activity that can stimulate the student to improve their listening skill. The activities such as listen to English songs, playing games, and the particular topic. In listening English songs, students can listen to the pronunciation of word and sing along with the songs. Using storytelling in early age aims to make a student able to listen carefully what the speaker say. A student can ask anything then they can express their main listening skill are essential for students be effective learners. Although some children might be better listeners than others, all students can benefit from activity and games that and improve their skill. Teacher can help students practice and reinforce their listening ability daily in the classroom. Improve listening skill by singing a song, um, games and stories so that the lesson can be understood and implemented gradually. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Teacher voice should be pleasant, intimate, smooth, low pitch, varied if possible for different character scenes. All this will add to the emotional impact of the story. Conclusion: listening skill is one of the basic of learning language and acquiring them is a very important in language learning. It is a better to look for good method in teaching listening. We can use some activity that can stimulate the student to improve their listening skill. The activities such as listen to English songs, playing games, and the particular topic. In listening English songs, students can listen to the pronunciation of word and sing along with the songs. Using storytelling in early age aims to make a student able to listen carefully what the speaker say. Um, a student can ask anything, then they can express their main listening skill are essential for students be effective learners. Although some children might be better listeners than others, all students can benefit from activity and games that and improve their skill. Teacher can help students practice and reinforce their listening ability daily in the classroom. Improve listening skill by singing a song, um, games and stories so that the lesson can be understood and implemented gradually. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.